Before we begin, why this story is being told. Many people know the Bible's stories. Fewer understand the Bible's story. For most of us, Scripture was taught as a collection of lessons, important, meaningful, even powerful, but often disconnected. One story here, another there, a command in one place, a promise in another. Over time, the Bible can begin to feel confusing rather than clarifying. This series exists to address that. Over the next several podcasts, we are going to walk through the Bible not as isolated episodes, but as one continuous story, a single arc that runs from the opening pages of Genesis to the final vision of eternity. Not a moral instruction manual, not a rule book, not a collection of religious sayings, but a story. A story about why humanity was created, what went wrong, why God did not abandon His creation, and how redemption has always been the goal. What this series will do. We will look at familiar passages, some comforting, some difficult, and place them in their proper context. Stories that once seemed harsh, random, or unrelated will begin to fit together. You'll hear about the garden where relationship began, the fracture that introduced separation, the promise spoken at the moment of failure, the long preparation through history, the arrival of the answer, and the restoration that is still coming. Each episode will build on the last, revealing how the Bible explains itself, often more clearly than we've been taught to see. Why this matters. When the Bible is read without its overarching storyline, confusion fills the gaps. God can appear inconsistent. Judgment can seem arbitrary. Grace can feel disconnected from justice. But when the arc is visible, something changes. God's patience becomes evident. Judgment gains purpose. Grace gains weight. And faith gains footing. This series is not about winning arguments or forcing belief. It is about understanding what the Bible is actually saying on its own terms. An invitation, not a lecture. You don't need to agree with everything presented here to benefit from it. All we ask is this. Listen with the assumption that the Bible is telling one story, and see what happens when the pieces are allowed to stay connected. Because once the story is seen as a whole, the Bible stops feeling like a puzzle. It starts feeling like a message. And that message has been unfolding from the very beginning.